What's up, YouTube? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHighVibrations.com. Today I wanted to make a quick video because I get asked a lot of times about authenticity, and I also get asked a lot of times on the best defense against narcissists and toxic people, and it kind of intertwines as the same, because authenticity is something that a narcissist does not like. And it's kind of a mechanism that they can't infiltrate, because when you're authentic, you are completely in acceptance to your being. You're completely in acceptance to who you are. You're completely in acceptance to your flaws, to your imperfections, to your dark side. And what I mean by that is, as humans, we carry a shadow side. And the way that toxic people and narcissists and many of our own caregivers still infiltrate us is because they're playing off of what we got in our shadow side, and therefore that is where the pain is coming from. And so when we have that dark side, the shadow side, and the light side, when these emotional triggers happen, then we have to be able to bring that out of the shadow side and bring it to the light. And we do this by understanding and being in full acceptance of who we are as a being. And when we start to do this, we recognize our own guilt, we recognize our own shame, we recognize our own imperfections, we recognize our flaws, and then we start to function from that recognition because we've brought it to light, and it is a part of who we are. We don't have to carry it forever, because now that it is now out of the shadow and into the light, we can begin to work it out of us through acceptance, through non-attachment, through letting go, and then begin to function from that place. And when we get to that place, then toxic people, narcissists, will not be able to get to us. They won't be able to use their gaslighting, their projection, and all of the things that would would have created an emotional response, and instead they'll get nothing. And that is your best protection against narcissists, against toxicity, against a massive unconscious world that we live in, which is changing, and it's getting better and better and better, and the frequency is rising within people because people are starting to recognize these things, and they accept themselves fully as they are, and they're willing to put in the work emotionally to create these changes. So going back to the question is, how do I become more authentic, or and how do I deal with these people so they don't get to me so much? Well, first, the way, again, it goes back, become authentic and function from that authenticity, and they can't get to you because you're already aware of everything that they're doing. Like, if they try to gaslight you by projection and telling you you're this or you're that, or look at your rolls, or look at your beer belly, look at your this, you're not doing this well enough, you're not parenting well enough, you're not doing this well enough, like, you know who you are, and therefore it no longer gets to you. You know what you are, so therefore nothing that these people bring from the outside should affect you, because when it affects you, it's really something going on within. And this is where going back into authenticity is the beginning, because when we deny our shadow side, when we deny these aspects of us, then we're going to function from the false persona, because we want to really feel like we're this type of person. We really want to feel this good, that we're this positive, good person, and there are no flaws, there are no imperfections, there are no this or that. And so we'll deny that back into the shadow side, and that's going to always create an emotional trigger from someone else. So it's always positive to really function and recognize that shadow side of yourself, and to bring that to the light. Give those parts of yourself love. If you feel guilt because you were taught to feel guilty, or because you were taught that I must do this or else I'm not, you know, maybe some people will make you feel like you're not being loving if you're not feeling guilty or feeling miserable right along with them, and therefore you carry that. Well, recognize that misery loves company, and so they'll use the guilt to create the guilt to get the response. You know, it takes some peeling back, but if you do feel it, it's okay. Like, embrace that. Embrace all that you are. And the biggest thing is the emotional triggers, when they come up, embrace them, give them love. Like, if you've been ashamed throughout experiences, or you feel shame, embrace that, give it love, bring it to your light. And that is where the authenticity starts to come in, because the more you do this, the more you start functioning from an authentic place. These are all aspects of your being, of who you are. And like, I want to make sure people don't recognize, like, you don't have to become a Buddha. You don't have to become Lord Krishna or God or the universe to finally be this. Like, this is the process. And it's recognizing all of this beauty that has created who you are, and it's recognizing it and bringing it from the shadow side instead of continuing to deny it, and bringing it into your light and bringing it into your love, and making it all this embracing of the flaws, the imperfections. You're not always going to be perfect with things. You're not always going to react and respond to life in an absolute perfect way, but you're going to respond and react in the absolute perfect way that you are in this moment. And it's that awareness, that is the awareness that will allow, and you continue to grow from. You fall in love with that process. You fall in love with the emotional triggers, and you follow them and you allow them because they are part of you. And that is the authenticity that you need. That is the authenticity that toxic people will not like, because they can't play on it, and they can't get to you, and they can't hurt you, because you're aware of what you are. You're embracing what you are, and you love what you are. And so I wanted to just make this video, and really, because it's so, I'm like so passionate about people understanding this part of themselves. And like, this is what we do in coaching. Like, we peel these layers back. And as a coach, it's not for me to show you or like create this other part. It's really to ask the questions that take your awareness deeper within yourself, because that's where it's all at. All of this is within each human. And when once you break the ego persona, then we start breaking the separation and realize we're just in this oneness of all. And we're all carrying this, and we all have this in us, and we just, and that's what we do. Like, that's what we do in the coaching. That's what we do in the Inside Out project, is rip into the inside and go and create that authenticity, create that love, bring that shadow side to the light, and really focus on those things for ourselves. And so I hope this video makes sense. But like, you don't have to, like I said, you know, of course, meditation is one of the best tools. And I only say that because that's been the best tool for me. For some people, it's learning yoga. For some people, it's just exercising. For some, you know, different things, whatever works. But for me, meditation really silences everything and brings it to a very calm place. And recognizing that I'm not any of these things that are outside of me. And if I do feel anything or an emotional trigger, then it is within me, and I have to accept this. And then I go in deeper, and that's what meditation allows me to do. But it doesn't still allow me to suppress back into that shadow side. Like, I want to bring that up. And no matter how hard sometimes it gets, it's just the awareness. You know, the first thing is we got to create the awareness of what we are and what we're carrying. And then we go from there. But it's the first step to becoming your authentic self. You know, these are all parts of your being. You know, your past is a part of your authentic self, but you don't want to sit and romanticize it and stay in that past. You want to bring it to the present and realize it's simply life as an experience that should be teaching you from the experience. And then you go higher and higher, and you raise your vibrations and you raise your frequencies, and you understand deeper. And the more depth and deeper you go, the more authentic, I'm promising you, no one will touch you when it comes to when you truly understand and accept yourself completely as you are right now in this moment. No matter the flaws, no matter the imperfections, no matter what it is, when you come to that acceptance, there's nothing these people or anyone outside of you that can say to you that can like drain you or bury you back into the ground. And so I wanted to make this video and talk a little bit about that. And I'm gonna jump for now, and I hope it helps. I hope it plants seeds for some people. And again, this is what we do in the Inside Out Project. We literally go into these things and like walk with you through it, because it's all in you. Like it's just, that's where it's all at. So, it's keep it straight, and we'll go for now and look into it, think about it, and really embrace it. You're already authentic. You just got to recognize it. So we'll go from there. Namaste.